Hello and welcome to The Eye. I'm your host, Cassie Carlson. Well, if you couldn't make it out to any of the Illini games this past weekend, Andrew Musser is here to give you the highlights in the Illini Update.
The Illini men's baseball team had a busy week picking up 4 victories. The Illini hosted a 3-game series with Indiana State. The Illini took care of Indiana State in all 3 contests by the score of 6-4, 2-1, and 5-2. Illinois held Indiana State to 4 hits during Sunday's game and just 15 hits and 7 runs in 27 innings played this weekend. The Illini struck out 23 and walked 9 during the 3-game series. The Orange and Blue also took care of business on Tuesday as Michael Massey hit 2 homers and drove in 4 runs as the Illini baseball team beat Missouri 5-3. Illinois won the annual Bragging Rights game in Saugat for the 3rd straight year.
Number 11 on the season for Pat McInerney and 3 in this series.
The Illinois softball team had its 9-game winning streak snapped following a 12-0 5-inning setback to number 6 Minnesota in the Illini Big Ten home opener. The Lady Illini bested the top 10 ranked Gophers on Saturday as Annie Fleming drove in the game-winning run and sent the Illinois team home with a 4-3 victory. The Illini lost the final game of the series, falling to 24-10 on the season and 4-2 in the Big Ten, with rival Northwestern scheduled Wednesday afternoon.
And men's gymnastics will host the Big Ten Championships at the State Farm Center this weekend. We caught up with head coach Justin Spring prior to the meet.
Mike O'Neill here with men's gymnastics coach Justin Spring. Coach, you guys came off a really tight loss against Ohio State, but what has the main focus been these past 2 weeks with time off?
Yeah, gymnastics is interesting. You know, we can't really focus on offense, defense, or special teams or anything like that. It's really kind of the same approach the whole year. It's refinement. It's this never-ending pursuit of perfection, which, gymnastics is that weird sport. That's what we're looking for is perfection. You know, like doing the hardest things that you could ever ask your body to do and do it perfect. And so that's just a constant process from honestly October to now, and it takes that long to get close. And so that's where we're at. We're close. Came very close to beating out number 1 in the Big Ten, Ohio State, last weekend. That was tough, and I think that lit a fire under the guys, honestly, knowing that we've got Big Tens in our house, State Farm Center. That's a really motivating factor. So we've seen a lot of routines, a lot of specialized focus on refining and perfecting routines. That's pretty much all it is. But the intensity's been great over the last week, so that's what we needed.
Okay, so going off of that intensity, what other kind of positives did you see from taking a loss? This late in the season.
Well, you get angry, like I said before, you light that fire, and honestly, that's what causes the gymnast to maybe take that extra turn when you already missed 6 dismounts that day, or you didn't stick 6 dismounts. Take that 7th one and you find it, and there's that kind of relentless pursuit that I think coming off kind of a painful loss like that will really push our guys. So, that's the only way you can take a loss is get it to push you and make you better. So I think they did a really good job with that.
Now going into Big Tens, is the preparation less focused on technique and more on attitude?
That's quite accurate. Some of the technical fixes that are rude in some of their basic gymnastics, that's preseason stuff. Right now, yeah, you're right. We're doing fine-tuning with some technique stuff, but it really is kind of a mental game right now that everyone's hit their routine at the level that we need them to hit some point this year, with the exception of a few guys that have injuries. They're on a little bit of a different path, but everyone else, it's about honing in and finding exactly what it was that day that made you hit the routine exactly how we need it. It's finding that zone. I think any athlete or anyone that played sports can kind of understand when you say you just felt like you couldn't do anything wrong that day, you were in the zone. That's what we're trying to figure out, exactly how to get there on command when we need it on Friday for team finals at Big Tens.
And when we come back, hear from one gymnast who is looking to make her mark as a leader on the women's gymnastics team.
It's hard not to be a fan of a credit card that gives you more while saving you money every single day. The Illini Visa Rewards Card, available only through U of I Community Credit Union.
Haylee Roe has been a staple part of the women's gymnastics team in the lineup this year. Now that the season's over, though, she's looking for ways to increase her leadership on the team for next year.
Hi, my name is Haylee Roe. I am a sophomore from Dallas, Texas. You come in as a freshman and you don't really know what's going on. It's definitely just like new in every aspect, and you kind of have to like learn the ropes and learn what college is all about. And so I think freshman year is just like an adjustment year for some people, and it definitely was for me. And just getting to know like the coaches and how everything works. And so I really took like what I learned freshman year and worked hard over the summer into preseason to put myself in a position to be in more lineups than last year. At first I was nervous for being laid off on floor, but I think that I really took it in stride, and I kind of like being first up and just like get everyone in the mood and then like get the crowd going and then having my teammates behind me. Well, to be honest, I'm not the best dancer on floor, so I really have to like work with it, and I kind of just show off like my goofy side and kind of just like play around with my teammates and having little things that we both like do, or kind of just like looking at them for inspiration. I get really nervous in practice when I do routines, and so whenever I go into a meet, I really don't feel much different than I do in practice. So having all those numbers behind me has really helped out when I get to the meet, and I just do it for my team too, and so that always helps, and just fighting for every little thing for them is also one of my biggest motivators. In the gym with my teammates, I am always dancing, and I am not a good dancer, so it's more of like a joke, but just like be funny and just keep the mood like light. But like outside of the gym, I just love hanging out with them and getting the opportunity to spend time with them.
Have like a signature dancing move?
Probably dab. I dab all the time right now. It goes in phases though.
You want to dab for the camera?
I had great leaders my freshman year, and so one of them was MJ, and just like learning from her, she's a great leader by example, and I strive to be like her every day in the gym. And so I want to take like everything that I've learned these last 2 years and put them to use the next 2 years, and just be a leader by example for the freshmen coming in next year.
Go Illini.
And that's it for the Eye this week. Make sure to come back next week for more inside looks at Illinois athletics.